Hey, Steve Stine from GuitarZoom here. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at 7 fairly easy to play Christmas songs for you for the holidays. So if this video helps you, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off as easy as we can, and then they're going to progressively get more difficult as we keep going. Christmas songs are kind of strange because sometimes when you look them up, they're written differently. So if you were doing We Wish You a Merry Christmas or something like that, there are lots of different ways that you can play them. So what I've tried to do is make it as easy as possible by keeping all the songs in either the key of G or the key of C. So oftentimes you're going to be playing chords, for instance, a G chord. Now, you might play your G with 3 fingers, you might play your G with 4 fingers, and it's okay no matter how you do it. So you've got G. Now, for simplicity, I'm going to be using C this way, which is what we refer to as the C add 9, if you've done that before. So you're just going to be taking your G, 4-finger G, and dropping these 2 fingers down to play your C. And then we've also got a D. So we've got G, C, D. Now, if you play your C this way, which you will see me doing as well for the songs that are in the key of C, we've got that too. But please understand that if you're new to guitar, you can play your C either way for any of these songs. Okay, so if you find that moving from this G to this C is easier and that's what you want to do, you can do that for all of these songs. If you like the traditional style C, that's fine. And then to avoid any kind of bar chords or anything, I made sure that I kept it again in the key of G or C. So some other chords you're going to be looking at would be like E minor, or excuse me, E, A minor, D minor. Okay, so just make sure that you've got some of those chords available to you as we keep going. We're going to start off easy, and then it's going to get a little bit harder. I'm also going to keep the strumming very minimal as well to try and help you with that, but you can always spice those up if you need to. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first song we're going to be looking at is Silent Night, and this song is going to be using G and C add 9, but we'll just call it C for now, and then the D. And again, if you'd rather use the C, that's perfectly fine. Those are the only 3 chords we need for this song. Now, when we count this song, we're going to be counting it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We call it being in 3/4 time. So let's go ahead and give this song a try. Okay, so the second song we're going to look at is the First Noel, and this one also is in the key of G. We're going to be using the G, the C, whichever one you want, and the D, and this is also going to be in 3/4 time. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Okay, so the next song we're going to look at is Jingle Bells, and this one is going to use 4 chords. The G, the C, and the D, but we're also going to add an A chord into this one. The difference here, too, is that this one is going to be in 4/4 time, so we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, you can always play these faster or slower depending on what's comfortable for you. I'm just giving you an example here. So let's go ahead and look at Jingle Bells. Okay, so moving on, the next one we've got is Joy to the World. This one is also going to be counting in 4, and this one is also going to be using G and C and D. So let's check this one out. Okay, so moving on, we're going to look at the Little Drummer Boy. Again, this is going to use G, C, and D, and it's going to be in 4/4 time. Now remember, if you're listening to these songs and you know, from hearing it so many times, I'm sure in your life, if you think that there's a chord missing somewhere, there might be, and you can certainly add it in. My job is just trying to give you as easy a representation of these songs as I can to make them fun for you to play for the holidays. So if you do hear something and you think, boy, there should be an E minor or something should be in there, it's perfectly fine to add those things back in, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the Little Drummer Boy. All right, for our next song, we're going to be looking at Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And this one is actually going to be using G, C, and D, but it's also going to use E minor, it's going to use an A, and it's also going to use a D7, which is really important when he says, "Won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" That D7 has a really great ring to it. Now, you could just use D and it would be fine, but I'm actually going to be using the D7 chord when we get to that part, just so you know, okay? So let's go ahead and look at Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All right, and moving on to our last song, this is going to be We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and this one's going to use C, F, D, G, E, and A minor, and D minor. So there's lots of chords in this song, so just kind of get prepared for this one, and if it seems too difficult, you've got the other 6 that you can work with, but I just really wanted to add this one in. So let's take a look. Now, some of these songs are going to require you to maybe learn some new chords. Some of them you're going to try and figure out what the best way of strumming is. But remember, if you're singing, you can always keep the strumming to a minimum and just follow along with the vocals, right? So don't stress yourself out about strumming if you're not really comfortable with that sort of thing. And you have a whole bunch of different songs here that you can choose from for your skill level to find the ones that are best for you to play for the holidays. So take care. Stay positive. Please do me a favor, share the video, like it, subscribe to the channel if you found any benefit from it, and I will talk to you soon.